Point TV. I'm Pastor Del Phillips, your host here for Life Point, your path to real life. Well, we have begun another study series. We are looking into the pages of truth found in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, beginning at verse 9. We are dealing with what we see, what we hear. Verse 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 says, "But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him." Again, I want to remind you that we're talking to an audience of those who love God, those who have been transformed by the power of his love and have an affectionate love towards God. Like the people of Corinth, this church is made up of men and women, are people who have had their entire lifestyle transformed, coming out of secular belief into spiritual belief. They have been completely transformed in their spiritual identity. What's important about this is the illustration that Paul draws here concerning what we can see or what we can hear. And we talked about this in our introduction, that our ability for sight and audible hearing are two significant tools that we make use of in day-to-day life. They are significant senses that are on board within our natural physiology. For those that are born without those accompaniments, it creates greater challenges, or it creates opportunities for them to find other enhancements that they can use to navigate through life. Nonetheless, what's important to note here is seeing and hearing are viable in order for us to navigate through life. That's true in the physical realm. But if it's true in the physical, it has even greater application in the spiritual realm. And so Paul says here that there are things that God has prepared for us that we have not seen or heard, nor has it entered yet into the heart of man. I submit to you that it is important for us to discover what we have not seen or have not heard. Let me also build this important principle on top of this truth. All that we can see or hear does not best represent God's entire plan for our life. So let me start with that principle. You and I are limited to what we can visibly see or hear, but that does not mean God's plan is limited to what you can see or what you can hear. Let me say that one more time. Just because our vision, our hearing is limited in what we see now and hear now, does not mean God is limited to only planning or purposing what you and I can see or hear now. God's plan far extends beyond our capacity to see and to hear. In this present moment, God's plan for our life is not limited to even the events that are taking place in our life in this moment. We're praying through the moment, but God's plan is for our entire life. We're striving to just get through this season, but God's plan is for our entire life. The things that God has prepared for us that we can't even see or hear yet. So I want to encourage you to know that there's more to God's plan than what you can see or what you can hear.